What's going on, everyone? Tayler Kyles and Mike Kadlick here for CLNS Media, here at the Patriots' 5th OTA practice, but the second day that's been open to reporters. And I got to say, this was a fun day to be present at this practice. It was more exciting in terms of the offense than what I think we saw during the first OTA session that was open to us. Jacoby Brissett continues to be consistent, looks like QB1, but I thought Drake Maye, he's looked solid in the other practices we've seen, but I did think he took a step forward in today's session. What did you think from the quarterback position?
Yeah, you can tell that both these guys just have really big arms. They can access parts of the field that, frankly, Mac Jones and Bailey Zappe couldn't last season. I think that's the main thing you see. There's a lot of deep throws out here on the field behind us. They're hitting corner routes, seam routes, even just, quick fades or anything, and they look really good. They put the ball exactly where they wanted to. As far as footwork between the two, I think you see that, Maye is still a little bit slower and Jacoby kind of has that honed in, but that's what you'd expect between a 31-year-old who's been on an NFL field for forever and Drake Maye, who's really one downside right now is the footwork. But I think, in general, the skill set with Maye, the way he can put the football in places that, really not a lot of people in this league can. I think you already see that on the field in just the second time we've been out there. So, overall, really impressed with the rookie quarterback so far.
Yeah, for sure. Like with Jacoby Brissett, again, he's been steady. He looks like the guy who was brought in to potentially be the starter, if not just for the beginning, throughout the season. And you see that. He doesn't look like a guy who's really just keeping the seat warm for Drake Maye. He's really out here competing. And when you look at also Bailey Zappe, who's been in the league for a while on his own, it looks different, and I thought you saw that on the field. Whenever they're doing team drills, things run really smoothly with Jacoby, so I thought it was another solid day for him. Had a couple nice downfield throws. There was one to, I think, LaMichael Petway.
Yep.
He had another one, I believe it was Tyquan Thornton, where he squeezed in between a couple of zone defenders on a bootleg. Again, just really accurate and consistent. Also, a really nice connection with Pop Douglas on what looked like a slot fade, where just dropped it in the bucket. I believe that was during 11-on-11 drills. But then Drake Maye, again, I think he's been solid in the sessions we've seen, but today it was a lot more of the things I wanted to see, where he did have a nice connection deep down the field. I believe it was to Tyquan Thornton. But what I've been wanting to see from Drake Maye is consistency in the short game, and especially with his decision-making, because that's really where a lot of the critique from his college performance came from, was can he do the easy things? We know he can throw downfield. We've seen that consistently. There's no issue there. But can he make the short throws and just matriculate the ball downfield? And that's where I thought he really shined today. There was one throw where he actually pumped an underneath zone defender to create a window behind him and then actually put the pass behind his receiver to throw him open, which really caught my attention. Then that continued throughout team drills. You saw that Drake Maye was putting the ball into tight windows where defenders would be draped on receivers right on their hip, but he's still throwing in a place where only his receiver can get it. That's the kind of stuff that really, really stands out to me. There was also a moment of really impressive decision-making where he actually threw into a blitz and, again, made another one of those tight window throws. At one point, he actually got a dab from Jacoby Brissett, which shows you he's really starting to put it together. And Jacoby Brissett also spoke highly of Maye afterwards when they spoke to the media. And the last throw from Drake Maye that really stood out to me, he actually threw a no-look pass on a bootleg where he was rolling to his left, looked upfield. Personally, I'm on the sideline, like, where is he looking? I don't know where he's throwing to. There's nobody there. And then he actually throws to the side on a throw to Jaheim Bell on the sideline. Again, it wasn't even looking at him. And it's one of those things where it just looks natural. And there's so many things that he does on the field that you really can't coach. And you're hoping to see, once things get easier for him, he continues to kind of make those instinctive plays that really separate him from some of the other guys in this draft class.
Yeah, and that's the kind of stuff that you can't teach, right? I mean, guys like Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, they've been doing that since the beginning of their careers in the NFL. They also make plenty of mistakes, but that's the kind of stuff you can't go out, you figure it out. And that's why this is such, again, I preface all these things and say take it with a grain of salt because it is just OTAs, but Drake does look pretty impressive so far. And I will add, too, with Jacoby, he knows his place. He knows his role. I think, we talked about it with Chris Price on our podcast the other day, but he understands his role in this team, what he needs to do, what he's here to do with Drake Maye, get involved, be the leader in the room, be a veteran. But also, I think he understands that, yes, he's competing, but this isn't his job forever. And I think you kind of see it with just the kind of things he says to us following practice, that he's here to help, he's a great teammate. Bailey Zappe said it as well. The whole room is just, they want to win, and that's kind of what it is at the end of the day. So impressed by both Maye Brissett, and even Zappe a little bit. Zappe, at least from what he says and the way he conducts himself, I think it's pretty impressive compared to the stuff that happened in the quarterback room last season.
For sure, and Jacoby Brissett did say it's not an easy situation that Bailey Zappe's in, but he's handled it really well. And again, take it with a grain of salt, but in team drills, I only saw a couple of Drake Maye's throws actually hit the ground. So again, you just want to see improvement at this stage. It's not so much about the highlights. It's more, okay, can you do it on a consistent basis? And when you make mistakes, can you learn from them so they don't continue? But I will say overall, positive day for the quarterbacks. Taking a quick time out from this video to tell you about our sponsor, Prize Picks. Get in on the excitement with Prize Picks, America's #1 fantasy sports app, where you can turn your hoops knowledge into serious cash. Download the app today and use code CLNS for a first deposit match up to $100. Pick more, pick less, it's that easy. And with the NBA Finals going on, I got to tell you about our good friends at Game Time. Take the guesswork out of buying NBA tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code CLNS for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Download Game Time today. Last-minute tickets, lowest price, guaranteed. Make sure to subscribe to Patriots Press Pass for all your Patriots news and updates on YouTube. And for all our written work, make sure you check out clnsmedia.com.